How to get rid of bladder infection fast. Infections are the result of bacterial invasions of your body. Not only are they inconvenient and painful, they can also be, when left unattended, the root of serious health problems, such as severe tissue and organ damage. This is why it is important that one is armed with the information necessary to immediately deal with burgeoning infections. One of the most common types of infections is a bladder infection, especially in the case of women, otherwise known as cystitis or bladder inflammation. A bladder infection is caused by the presence of the bacteria strain E. coli in the vagina. There are many modes by which the bacteria can be transported into the vaginal region, and one of the most common of which is through sexual intercourse. In fact, it has been noted that many women contract a bladder infection after sex, and the frequency of sexual intercourse correspond directly with the frequency at which women get the infection. As this sort of infection can prove painful for women in the vaginal and abdominal regions, they may want to learn how to get rid of a bladder infection fast. Here are a few home remedies. 1. Eat a few blueberries. Interestingly, studies have found that blueberries possess antibacterial properties. Some anecdotal sources even attest that the action of blueberries is so potent that after eating a couple at night, the infection immediately subsides the following morning. For women who constantly get bladder infections, it will be extremely convenient, therefore, to have a constant stock of blueberries and to incorporate them into their everyday meals. For example, you can add a few blueberries to cereal. 2. A day of water therapy. Lack of water intake actually exacerbates or even encourages the onset of a bladder infection. This is because the less water one drinks, the more concentrated with waste their urine becomes, which makes for a pleasant environment for the proliferation of the bacteria. This also means that an easy way to treat a bladder infection is a day of water therapy. That is, the intake of a sufficient amount of water to dilute your urine and potentially flush out the infection-causing elements in your bladder. One should note that it is good practice to constantly drink a lot of water every day in general. Not only does it fight bladder infection, it also contributes to your overall well-being. 3. Pineapples also help. One of the key enzymes that the pineapple contains is known as bromelain. This particular enzyme is famous for its anti-inflammatory properties, which means that it is perfect for alleviating the painful symptoms that come with a bladder infection. Inasmuch as little has been written about the actual antibacterial properties of pineapples, many recommend the consumption of a cup of pineapple paired with whatever prescription given to you to quickly eliminate bladder infection. In case you don't like eating pineapple, you can try drinking pineapple juice instead. Be sure to buy fresh pineapples and not the preservatives-laden canned pineapples. 4. Keep a stock of your medications. Antibiotics are, of course, the classic way to combat infections. However, it is irresponsible to treat antibiotics like any over-the-counter drug. Make sure that your doctor gives you a specific dosage and schedule to take your antibiotics, and follow the prescription instructions. Many antibiotic-resistant strains of bacteria were born of improper use of antibiotics, so be wary and vigilant. Even if bladder infections are, and can be, excruciatingly painful, they are also relatively easy to treat. This does not mean, however, that you should simply ignore it. When the symptoms begin to manifest, counter them with the remedies that we have shown you here. Knowing how to get rid of bladder infection fast helps you avoid more serious conditions.